So quick demonstration of the build power. The thing is, about. I have already recorded this video like a day or two ago, and the thing is, the build has changed so much. I have made some significant improvements, and I feel like we are finally finishing and fleshing it all out. When I just started, when I was planning to start, when I just started, I thought I will not make it. I thought it's difficult, I thought it's expensive, I will not get a mageblood, but things have worked out quite well in this league. And this video will be quite long, so I'll add timestamps, and also we will try to record this in English because I think the automatic dubbing for YouTube has been broken, and I showed my previous video in English when it was in Russian, so there was no dubbing. I will try to record this in English and see if it makes it dubbing like for other languages properly. So guys, this build is strong, and I am currently the strongest champion. As you can see on Poe Ninja, you sort for DPS, Smite, and I have the strongest damage. Basically, I'm the strongest champion right now on the league. And I haven't crafted my amulet yet. When I craft my amulet, so this is quite expensive craft, I need Hinicore locks for this. But if I get +4/+4, my damage will almost double. So currently, you can find all my path of buildings, like all the information on my gaming Discord. We have a build guide, and you can see my progression from day one when I had 0 budget and I was growing, and currently we are sitting at 300 million DPS. So this character is not as tanky as the previous one I had, which could just AFK and had a shield and energy gain on block, and it could just like chill AFK. But the thing is, you have so much damage, you kill everything so fast, nothing can really damage you. It can ignore a lot of modifiers on the maps. So overall it's quite comfortable to play, and the improvements I have made in last day are pretty significant. So to begin with, let's talk a little bit about the league itself. So the league, I have mixed feelings about it. So first, the trade has been amazing. It's a game changer, a huge game changer. It's definitely a win. So there are a lot of positive things about trade. There are some negatives. You cannot search some things via in-game trade. I think they will fix it eventually. I don't think you can search like clusters. You need some kind of numbers there. Basically, you want to have this pop-up window which will show you different kind of clusters. It works on the website. It doesn't work in game. But otherwise, the trade has been amazing. Second thing which has been good is the server stability. I think it's the first league where I didn't have a lot of crashes and rollbacks and losing loot and maps because of the servers. I think this is the most stable servers I ever seen in Path of Exile, so this is a big win. The big loss are new ascendancies. I think they are all trash. Basically, I was right, they are trash. They're boring and trash, and I'm not sure why they were added. Maybe for some niche builds, but really very few and very niche. it doesn't give me any kind of options, like even the worst node in my tree, which I think is this node. And because we are running Resolute Technique, if I wasn't running Resolute Technique, this would give me like 50% more DPS, because it would actually give me a Resolute Technique on hit, but on taunt. But the thing is, we are running Resolute Technique right now, so we made this change, and because of that, this is giving me only like 10-15% DPS, and even this little cannot be offset by new ascendancies. So they are that much garbage. They're not even giving 10% DPS. Yeah, the second thing, the trash, is the new breach mechanic. It's very boring. It's basically a waste of time. I have run hundreds of citadels. I have run, I don't know, a dozen of those events, and it's just boring. It's just a waste of time. It wastes your time in every map, and the more I run them, the less I want to run them again. And I don't know. There are no like breach overlapping. There are no like powerful bosses spawning, and just same garbage over and over. And the new rings, breach rings, they only drop from the boss, which spawns very rarely. So, and from one encounter, particular, not the defense encounter, and this makes getting those rings extremely choresome. And the second thing to talk is this new tree. I think it's complete scam. I think I got just nothing out of it. I mean, I have spent like thousands of gifts, and I got no mage blood, no headhunter. I keep getting shit. It'll be fine if I get something valuable, and I just like, oh, the tree is alright. But no, I keep getting shit, and basically I used thousands of them. I know someone who got a mage blood, but the thing is, the tree in general just doesn't feel impactful. It was good on first levels when you could get a 6 link. Yes, it was good, but later when you start rolling this equipment and you just spend hundreds of those provision and you get nothing, like what you need in the end game is basically high quality bases. So like 27, 28, 29, 30%. And you don't get them at all. Like I use hundreds of those, and you get like 22 or 24, and you get it on the wrong base, so low quality base. And then you have Grafts, and I think Grafts overall are fine. So they have some good stats. I will show you. But the thing is, again, I use thousands of those WOM gifts, and you just get nothing of value. You just get trash all the time. And yeah, and I have fully completed, of course, the campaign. And so this is all worthless. So now let's talk about the build. For this build, we have 3 versions. So when I started, I knew nothing. So I just started a new build because I know there is an Armourstacker, and I knew nothing about. So I have a very good perception about how to start it for the beginners. And because I had to make all the mistakes, all the kind of experience gained by myself, I didn't follow any kind of particular build or guide. I just made it myself. And the thing is, as you progress, you have to start from something else, because you cannot start from Armourstacker. Realistically speaking, you can only swap into Armourstacker once you get the Mage Blood, because Mage Blood is giving you a lot of armor, and without it you are not really an Armourstacker. So you could of course use those flasks and have almost permanent uptime if you get, instead of increased effect, you get here gain charges when you are hit, like 3 charges when I hit, so you get hit a lot because you have no evasion, and then you can run some kind of an Armourstacker, but it will be much worse than the Mage Blood because you lose like 90% effect and stuff like this. And still the uptime will be like 90%, but not like 100% time. So let's show you. And I will briefly talk about the previous versions of the build, because I need to show you how to make it. So I have a friend who is a complete newbie to Path of Exile, and he's basically jumping in my build. So, well, I would say it's not an easy build to follow. It's not an easy build to create. Like, it's quite high investment. You could make it with like 0 game knowledge, and if you follow the guide, and you could also have fun and make currency while playing. So The first start is mace. So this one is one chaos setup. It's my first day, basically second day in the game. Everything costs nothing. This is very cheap. So there are a few chaos each. Maybe the gloves were like 20 chaos or something. They were more expensive, but for the rest it was very cheap. So the first thing I bought was the Dragon Fund amulet, and back then it cost like 2 divines or something, or 3 divines, and this was my first investment. So plus 3 level to Smite is impactful. It gives you more DPS, gives you more mana reservation, and here we are running 3 base auras in Determination, Grace, and Wrath. So we are scaling our damage via Perseverance Vanguard build, so we scale both armor and evasion, and we basically get both armor and evasion of our equipment and our shield. So that's the initial plan. As we progress further, the main thing is Rapier. So you want Paradoxica Rapier, and this is the culmination of the first build. Once you get Paradoxica Rapier, you are pretty much done. This Rapier is expensive. I bought it for like 10 divines when it was the time. I'm not sure what's the price now, but this is basically the first build. Once you get the Rapier, you can swap into the crit because it has the much higher base crit chance, and you start pumping your DPS via crit expansion, and you have like this crit tree. So you can find all the path of buildings on my Discord. The thing with this Rapier, you want basically, it gives you double damage, so it scales much better than most of the, so you don't need to craft any kind of expensive weapon. You just use this Rapier. It gives you a lot of DPS because it gives double damage. It has high base crit chance, and you want to have these 2 mods which are quite difficult to find. Local 22% increase attack speed, so this is local, this is very strong. And you don't want to have Blood Rage because we are running Blood Rage here. You don't want to have Blood Rage on Rapier, and you want Elemental Penetration, of course. So this is the first initial build. It's weak, it's not tanky, of course, but the thing is, it gets the job done. You can start farming currency with this build, and once you gain a little bit of currency, you can swap into another build. So for a lot of people, they like to start from like some league start, or they take some different class, different character, which basically without any gear can clear tier 17s and quickly farm some currency, and then they level a new character and then they pump. Well, I don't like going through campaign. If I could just skip campaign, maybe I would do that. So if there was a button to skip campaign and start from level like 60, 70, maybe I would do that. But I hate the campaign, so I hate leveling new characters, so I just play my own character. And because of that, you have to have this transitional building. So once you have this build and you want to swap, you save a little bit of currency. You need like maybe 5 divines, and then you just sell your Rapier, and Rapier costs money. So I sold my Rapier, I think I sold my gloves and stuff like that, and I got basically like 10 or 12 divines from my Rapier. It actually went up in the price back then. And with like 15-20 divines, you can swap into the next build. And the next build is your first step to becoming like a proper Armourstacker. So yeah, we already swap into the armor stacking, so we convert our evasion to armor. And here we are using the Aegis Aurora. So our 2 core units you need to buy, basically Aegis Aurora and Doryani prototype. So Doryani is a chest that gives you 5 times the DPS, and at the price of having weak defense against lightning. So your lightning defense will be weak, and you can die from lightning degeneration. Those blue circles around the monsters, they are very quickly burning you. Basically, your lightning defense is equal to your physical defense, and because elemental damages are so much higher in the game than physical, you will get obliterated by lightning. But otherwise, this build can be quite comfortable because you fully recover your energy on block, and we have a cap of block of 65% for attack damage and 65% for spell damage. So with this build you can farm comfortably a lot of content like boxes and stuff, and you will rarely die. And you can see when I started this build, I was like level 93, and I started leveling up 94, 95, 96, 98, and yes. So with this build you just need these 2 core items, and you craft yourself energy shield helmet, because it gives you double energy shield with a node in the tree. And for the tree, let's watch our current pop. So we go the right way, but for Doryani I actually went the left way, and there are also options. So there are many options how you can develop your tree. You could go left, you could go right, you could go upwards, but the thing is you still need a lot of points to risk chaos inoculation, and that's where you swap into basically energy shield version of the build. So you cannot start with it. Yes, it takes a while to get there, and you need to be strong enough. So this is the second build, right? So you need Aegis Aurora, Doryani. So these are like two or three divines with the links, and this was like 2 divines back then. I'm not sure how much it is right now, but the thing is, crafting this helmet took a little bit of currency. The next thing is you craft avoid being shocked boots. So just take a fractured base. I took it for like 1 divine or 2 divines for intelligence and energy shield evasion, or just energy shield, and you use as essence for chance to avoid being shocked. You make implicit for chance to avoid being shocked, for chance to avoid elemental elements, and you also buy a storm shroud. So ideally you want the full-born version because it does give you lightning resistance, and we don't need lightning resistance when you use Doryani. When you have it, you have immune to all elemental elements. So this is very important. So elemental elements are massive killer and Path of Exile. They are ruining the game for many, and you want to get it as soon as possible. So for now we're using Storm Shroud, and also we get Melting of the Flesh, and because of this we have a higher resistances, and we also get, it's much easier to cap our negative resist. So this one is something that will stay with you. You could also use the Thread of Hope, also negative resistance for cheap. And we get the glancing blows, we get the spell block by overcap, and the thing here is you can get 65% block with just like investment of maybe 6 points. So it's very cheap in terms of points, and we are using unique shield. Okay guys, so that's it for the transitionary builds. I will not go too much into the sockets. So use Purity of Ice here, because it stacks with your shield, max stress. And finally there is a transition to the proper Armourstacker. So to transition to the Armourstacker you need mageblood. The thing here is I have been farming quite well this league. I had 2 mirrors drop, I had divination cards for mageblood drop, I had a mageblood drop, I had a Hinikora log drop once. So I have been getting quite a lot of loot, and I have wasted some of it gambling, I have wasted some of it crafting. I had some lucky drop with voices, so this one I didn't buy, I bought unidentified. Like I will maybe show the clips in this video or in the next one. Yeah, so overall I had a blast this league, some kind of lucky drops or windfall, but otherwise the thing is with Armourstacker you need to farm a lot of currency, and your initial path of building should well, first you get the glows of course. So these were like 10 divines when I bought them. Right now they're getting a lot cheaper of course, but this gives you a lot of DPS and attack speed, and you want this on the Doryani version. So once you get Doryani version, you farm for the gloves, you get the gloves, and then basically you need to somehow save for the mageblood. So mageblood is quite expensive, it's not getting cheaper even, and also you need enlightens of course, enlighten level 4. And here we have 6 auras. Yes, and one thing I didn't mention, you need to craft your introspection jewels. It doesn't show here, it shows here. So basically the cheap introspection jewels is introspection effect, introspection, I have managed to hit it once. Yes, so you just need to have introspection effect, you need to list 4 jewels to start with this build. So these are not that expensive, the base costs only like 60 chaos or even less, and then you just alt spam until you get introspection, then you regale exalt and hope for effect or hope for something good. So the baseline is cheap to craft. Yeah, so this is for Doryani version, and we already are getting pretty good on DPS here. and our resistance I have improved a lot with the purity of ice, purity of fire, and never mind. So yeah, so this is the last Doryani pop, and let's go into the, wait, where is it? Yeah, so I think this is the proper Armourstacker setup, version 12. As you can see, I only made it 3 days ago, so I have crafted myself this chest base. I could make a video on how to craft it. It's a bit complicated, a bit choresome. Also, I have crafted myself a fox tumblet. It's not complete, so to complete it, you need Hinicore logs. I wasn't lucky on the few I had, and basically just burnt like 200 divines, and I didn't make it. Yeah, and also you need to craft this ring. You could use Grace Aura Effect base in the implicit, but this one is a lot cheaper to craft, so I don't think you really need to use Grace, because you can use Fractured, and Fractured will be much easier to craft. So if required, I can make a video how to craft this ring. It's not that expensive. If you want to have an implicit base, I think it's better to have multiple implicit, because just for Grace it's not worth spending that much money on crafting. I think it's like 50-100 divines to craft a good ring. But yes. And of course we get the Dreamfeeder Eternal Sword. Okay, 1 second. Yeah, so another tip and point for this build is when you swap basically to dual wielding, because having double sword is making you 2% attack damage per full 150 armor, so this is doubling your DPS. And once you get that, it's very hard to go back to the shield, because you have to spend points to make the shield be ineffective at blocking, and you don't have to spend points here. And the thing is, while you get low squisher without the shield, double DPS is no joke, guys. It's no joke. It's very impactful to have double your DPS. So you can see our armor is 2 million here, our resistance are capped. We are immune to chaos damage. And let's see some... I'm still having Storm Shout here, so... But in our future pops, I'll drop Storm Shout. So this armor craft is expensive. If you want tier 1 stats, it can get like 200 divines. So when Mirror was cheap, I would say you would better mirror it. If Mirror gets more expensive, like 1000 divines, you would better craft it. So it's a 200 to 300 divines craft. If Mirror is like 1000 divines, it's not worth mirroring, because you want to craft it. You also want to have, instead of 6% attributes, you want to have 7 to maximum fortification. So some people mirror the attributes. You don't have that many attributes, it's not worth it. But 7 fortification on click is giving you like a plenty substantial DPS boost. It's only lasts for 4 seconds, but most monsters will not live 4 seconds against you. So that's all you need, to be honest, for bosses and for monsters. And yeah, and so let's see my field upgrades. Actually, let's just load the last one and I'll show you. Okay. Nice. Let's just show you my last 3, and I have swapped from the left to the right. And basically, the reason I made it because to grab precise technique. Because before that we had Elemental Overload, and I have some doubts about how it's working, because our crit chance is very low, and because if we get a Resolute technique, we cannot crit and this node stops working, and we cannot grab this node because we pass through here. So there are downsides to both, and I think still Resolute technique is a lot cleaner, because you cannot miss. And you see our... This one gives you, your enemies cannot avoid attacks, but it works only by enemies which are taunted. So in the case there is a mod where enemies cannot be taunted, or in the case when there is a mod when you just don't hit from the first hit, and because you may miss if you have 60% chance to hit, you are basically like losing a lot of DPS, and it's uncounted in the path of building, because path of building count you have 100% hit chance with this notable. But in reality, you may miss your first hit, you may miss your second hit, you may have better RNG, and they will not get taunted, and you will get screwed. So That's quite important. So I think resolute technique and precise technical combo is better. It doesn't show to be allocated, but anyway, the thing is, yeah, we go through the right, and of course you need voices in this build, so you want voices. And what? Okay, well, not, you know, so you need voices in this build. The voices, why? What the fuck is going on here? Okay, okay, yeah, that's why it was counting the extra talent. Okay, so you want voices in this build because it gives you 3 jewel sockets, and we are short on jewel sockets. You need to have as many clusters as possible to run more auras and more aura effect, and they all are like stacking together. Introspection gives us 10% DPS, so, and we have a lot of those. So I want to show you a few techniques I made, basically no other players use. So first I have crafted this cluster with a corrupted fractured bloodscent, and this is a very strong thing to have because bloodscent giving you 2 rage on hit, and we have a flask which gives you like 4 or 5 rage on hit. And with flask and with bloodscent, basically you build rage instantly. So like in 1-2 seconds you have full on rage. And a lot of people, they have in path of building rage 30, but the uptime for the rage is very low. And if you just use flask, because we don't have that much mana, mana burn basically burns it away very quickly. So the flask only works for like 1-2 seconds. And you want to have a node like this. It's very comfortable. It makes our rage uptime like almost permanently 30. So overall, it's a quite strong node. And it's very rare, because that's why you want to fracture it, because it's incredibly rare. I think I spent like hundreds of alteration orbs until I actually saw it for first time, and I had to fracture it. And then you need to get like two nodes. So the bloodscent is here, so you want to have 2 more skills. We have 1 more cluster, and here I have another setup with Megalomaniac, and this one is giving us endurance charge generation. So it's not a bad node. It gives us armor, which is 2.4% DPS, but also gives you endurance charge generation. So otherwise you would not have endurance charges. And I had a version of the build I had like 7 endurance charges via Forbidden Flame Flash, and basically it kept 7 endurance almost always uptime full. Yeah, and we have introspection here. So this is a combination which is like quality of life. And for the next part, I want to show you, basically I have 2 voices. I was lucky with these voices, which is 1 passive point, but the thing is you don't need this. So you want to have like this one. So this gives you 1 more passive point compared to like a regular cluster. But in return it gives you also an extra jewel socket. So even 3p voices will be an upgrade. It's something you want to have. So if you cannot get 1p, you get a 3p and the build will work. So just 1 passive point is not usually worth spending like 300 divines unless you are filthy rich. Yes, and yeah, let me show you my skills. So for the skills, we have right now, so yeah, this huge helmet I have mirrored. I use my mirror and 40 divine sphere. So this is a very huge helmet. So the last stat was made with locks, so it's worth the money probably. And the first thing is it also has a triple implicit, which we need. Yeah, so this helmet gives you 1.5% your damage, and you need to put the proper aura. So you want to have Grace here. Grace is the biggest like multiplier, and then you want to have Wrath and Discipline. Discipline is for energy shield. Scaling, yeah, and you have Enlighten, which is level 5 right now due to the +1 level. So this one you cannot craft, so you better mirror it. So once you have a mirror, this is what was my first choice, is to mirror the helmet. It's a very good helmet. Yeah, so for the I showed you I have Enlighten level 4, I have Discipline, Grace, Wrath, then I have Enlighten level 4, I have Determination, Purity of Fire, and Purity of Elements. So with this Purity of Elements, we are easily capping all of our resistances, and we are also gaining DPS because our fire resistance over cap is increasing our armor, and our armor is increasing our DPS. So right now I have 16 million on the tooltip. So when I just started to play, I had like, I don't know, 100,000 on tooltip or 200,000. Now we have 16 million. It shows incredible progress. And we have 700 fire resistance. Yeah, so Purity of Fire, Purity of Elements, and Determination. So ideally I want to corrupt this gloves. I don't have the money right now, but I would go for the double corruption. I would want Frenzy Charge, I would want +1 level of gems, I would want +2 levels of aura skills. So there are a lot of good corruptions you can get. You can even get attack speed, which is not bad. You could get max energy shield, which is not bad. Yeah, so things like that. And finally, the latest addition I have added, I need still to get level 4 Enlighten, but I got the Haste. And this is Val Haste, so it gives us incredible boost, and it has a button which you press and it gives you even higher boost. Yeah. So I have showed you my ring, I should show everything, I think. Yeah. And for the charges, so we have Cold Snap. This generates frenzy charges. It works well on the maps. It may not work on bosses, I'm not sure, but it works well on the maps. Yeah. 25% chance again frenzy charge when enemy dies well. So when you are hit, customer damage shaking, you have Molten Shell, and you have Cold Snap. Wait. Level 40. It should work, right? Should work. Yeah. So this Cold Snap generates frenzy. Even when I have 7 frenzy charge, it generates all of them. So that's quite good. And for Dream Feeder, you want double corrupt. You want for attack speed because it's a base attack speed. It's accentuating your damage. The other thing you want is a Resolute Technique, and also you want to have enchantment for attack speed, and you also want to have some area of effect. Area of effect would be very comfy for playing. And the skill itself, the Smite we use, is quite a good skill. It has area damage. It can double hit with melee attack and area damage, not from the first strike but from the second strike. Yeah. So for my links we have Val Smite, level 21. This can cost something. Awaken elemental attack, damage with attacks, damage on full life, volatility support, Awaken multi-strike, and we have Awaken light and penetration support. How much this cost, by the way? 70 divines. Okay, so other jewels gems are rather cheap. 15 divines. So this one is 70, this one is 15. This one is quite cheap. So the rest are cheap. And for the curse we are using Poacher Mark. So this one is for frenzy charge and life mana and frenzy charge basically. And mark on hit, inspiration to make it lesser mana cost. This is not a big deal. Pretty sure you could even drop the curse or use something else entirely. So maybe you could also get some conductivity corruption. I'm not sure if it's on the gloves. And like curse on hit. If you get curse on hit on gloves, you could drop this all together. Probably still have enough mana to play the game. Yeah, so we went through all the gems. I will also show you the... So the latest I have added was haste, and this gives you a lot of speed, so this is very comfortable. Before I had haste, I have swapped my Jade Flask for Onslaught Flask, basically for movement. So it's more, the faster you move, the faster you clear the map, so it's worth having less DPS to have more movement speed. But otherwise this flask gives you like 30% more DPS. The evasion scaling, double deepen, and it's very strong. Yes, and for the Grafts, you want to have damage penetration is quite good. You want to have this one with non-val strikes. So I bought the cheapest one. No, I think I dropped it, but you want some different implicit, of course. You want some different skills. So this one is quite useless. But non-val strikes hit additional enemy. This makes you AoE clear so much better, and basically because of this, you may not use Ancestral Call. Ancestral Yeah, ancestral support. What was it named? Yeah, ancestral call support. So I had an awakened version which has 3 additional new units. When you have like just one is probably enough. Like this can feel more comfortable, but otherwise this will give you more DPS. Especially on the single target. Yeah, because full link has 35% more DPS. Yeah, so you want non-wall strike skills, target one additional enemy, damage penetration. I used to have maximum energy shield. I used to have some other nodes. Armor, you could get like 50% more armor, increased armor. But anyway, this is all for the equipment, and I think there are still things I need to show. So the latest thing I made to actually be able to use 7 auras, which is quite strong. I have added impossible escape, and my technique is that I get through impossible escape I get these 2 nodes. So this is 24% mana reservation plus 6% effect of curses, and then I get anointment. I have swapped anointment from charisma to sovereignty. Yes, and that's how we manage to make it. I actually wanted to try and get like maybe ancestral bond and have some. There are jewels which allow to get skills, passives in the area from the keystone node, but the thing is, it ends here. Like, yeah, the circle is like here. It doesn't let you grab sovereignty, and it doesn't let you grab mana reservation also. Just these 2 nodes, and this is quite bad. Yeah, I think this is the best setup. So I used to have a Forbidden Flash, Forbidden Flame for the maximum frenzy charges and endurance charges, but the thing is, haste hour and extra haste hour is giving you so much damage, so much speed. It's worth more than like charges. Another thing I added is chance to avoid being stunned, because we don't have unwavering stance. I would say getting stunned is a miserable experience, and it's better to have chance to avoid being stunned. Yeah. So that's about it, guys. I think about for the build. Yeah, if you have any questions, feel free to ask. You can join our gaming Discord for more information. Oh, of course, I have a brutal restraint and gives you effect of the auras. I actually have effect of auras here, but I don't want to grab these useless nodes. Otherwise, I would grab it. If it was like anything like maybe this one, I would probably go for it, because 8% effect is giving us a lot of quality of life and DPS and everything. Yeah, so that's about it. And for the watcher eye, I need to change my watcher eye. Probably I have an old version. Where is it? I need to upgrade my Meldin to have less minus all elemental resistances. I need to double corrupt it. It will be expensive. We have a Graft for global defenses. This is quite good. Wait, where did I put it? Yeah, watch right. So we have energy shield and generational effect by discipline, and we have damage penetration. So you want damage penetration basically when you swap from Doryani, you don't have damage penetration. And another thing about, I will say, new ascendancies is that I have considered going here, but there are 2 problems about it. First, you need a synaptic ring. So you can make, of course, a synaptic ring. You can even synthesize a synaptic ring, and it probably still work. But the thing is, your hits ignore enemy monster lightning resistances is quite bad. So it's actually lower in our DPS. Because we have more than 50% penetration overall. I think we have like 80% or something. So this will give you 30% less DPS if you have a synaptic ring. And the second thing is +2 level 4 lightning skill jumps. This is good. This is like 20% damage increase. So it's more than ours, like 10%, 15%. But the thing is, you need 4 Fallborn items. This is impossible to get. Like, this is literally impossible to get. There are no good Fallborn items. Like, you could get a Fallborn Mageblood. It looks like shit, but you could get it. But other than that, you are stuck with 3 more items you cannot possibly get. Yeah, so I don't like the new but Ascendancies, I don't like them at all. Maybe they will add more full-born items in the future leagues and it will be like more meaningful, but otherwise it's very lackluster. Okay guys, have fun. Yeah, overall this is a very solid build. I will put some kind of demonstration how it clears the like Ubers. I don't know, some MCAT. Another problem in this week, I would say there are not many farms you can do. There are not many difficult farms. Like in previous league you had Alva, you had Abyss, you had Blight, you had many other, you had Exiles, Rogus, and they were rewarded and they were difficult. But in this league you have Blight, but the Blight Scarabs cost so much it's not even worth running it. Like you will probably get like break even barely. So yeah, I'm not sure about that. Гембл с 8. Если выпадет 3, 5, 7. Ебать!